Okay guys, this is Cruiseroy with the UpAir 1. There it is. I'm going to work on the mod that I've been hearing about for the transmitter. Don't mind the fan, it's a very hot day. And I hope you can see this through my glasses. But they put this little red extension to their FPV unit or antenna. So I disconnected the antenna. It's usually encased in this aluminum shroud here. Alright. Now I bought the one recommended, the TS5823S. It's a mini, 7.2 volts, but the layout is different, and somebody was talking about they could read the layout, and I don't see anything but a serial number that says FPV unless it's in there, and I really can't. Let me see. Yeah, that's just a model number, so I don't know where they're getting the pins from, but that's the old one. That's for the FPV. It's the transmitter. I think it's overheating and causing problems, so I ordered one of these. The 5.8 gigabyte, it's only 200 milliwatts instead of the 600. You don't want to eat more power than you have to. The thing is, it comes with a bunch of connectors, a black one. It even comes with the GoPro connector, which I don't need. But it comes with this wire here that plugs in. You gotta have really good eyes for this. And I cut off the audio and ground because we don't have audio. This has dip switches to set your channel, which I'm going to leave them alone and try to find the channel on the monitor. And the wires I left were video, which is yellow, ground, black, and 7 to 24 volt on the red. Alright, so now the issue is, do I cut them, solder them, cut these and solder them on here and just get them in the right location because they're totally different on the newer ones here? Or do I take this wire out and I say hasta la vista, baby? I just tucked my antenna in here, by the way. So what I think is possible, and people have been saying no, I'm going to keep this little red wire here. And so what I need is, this is only a 4 pin and this is a 5 pin. But if you scoot it all the way down in the right position, it still works. It's the same connector. It's just a 4 pin and not a 5. So now the voltage, ground, and video, but they have a space here. That's the problem. And I've been listening to people and they say you can't pull these pins. Well, of course you can. Somebody crimped them and stuffed them in here. So if you can see this, I hope, there's little white tabs. You just lift them a little bit and the pins will come out. At least that's the theory. You'll see if I can make sure you can get in there. Hoping you can get this. Alright, so what I need is, now I don't know where they're getting the pin location. I'm assuming black, yellow, red, that's where they're getting it from. That ground, power, and video. So this is an assumption, and I hope I'm right by doing this. I don't want to cook this thing. But anyways, if you take a pin or one of these guys, Mr. Dangerous, you can actually lift these little pins up and pull them out. Now, do we have any that are okay? Yes, the first one is in the right position. That's the power. The second one needs to be the black, which it's not. So I have to gently put this sharp razor blade right there, and you will see if I break this, you put a little tension on the wires, and you pull at the same time as you're trying to lift that little white tab up. It's calling me a liar. Try this one out, now watch. There it is. Alright, you got to remember to put them in the right way though. That little trigger has got to face up towards you. Okay, so we need to eliminate that one. And also the video one's way on the wrong end here. It's way down this end. So we flick it and boom. Alright, now leave these alone for now. You didn't hurt those, but you probably put a little bit too much pressure on these white things. So now go back and just push pressure on it. Watch this thing, please. Don't cut yourself. I don't want anybody calling me up and saying, "Oh, I cut myself." Use a dull one. This is the one I cleaned my 3D printing with. Alright, so now they're fixed. Let me take this, put it in a safe place, like up my arse. Okay, well anyways, I'm going to plug this in, because I feel lucky. And like I said, you got to shift it all the way this way, because that's only a 4-pin, this is a 5-pin. Make sure you're all the way to the back, and boom, we're seated. Now, if I am correct, there's the red. The red's going up to the red. Okay? Next one on this transmitter is ground. The ground is all the way in that other position. Like I said, look at these things. Let me get out Grandpa here. See how they're shaped? Alright? You don't want those paddles facing you. You want them back down. That's the way they go into the little holes here. If you have to, get a pair of tweezers. I might have to because my fingers are so big. So let me pull it back out again. Usually kickling pretty easy. Okay, so it's locked in. Locked in. Alright. So, the red. The red is the first one. The ground is the next one. And of course, video is yellow. It's in the middle on the connector, but it's actually way at the end. Like I said, watch these little paddles. It's the third pin in. I'm hoping you can see all of this because it's fairly easy. It's just take your time. Like I said, sometimes you need something. They usually push real easy. You just got to get it to lock. You know, sometimes you can take like a little screwdriver. Just to push on the metal. Oh, I lost my oops. I lost my transmitter. I didn't have it all the way in there yet. Okay. I can't pull on any of the wires. I'll be back in a second. I dropped my transmitter. Okay. I'm back. Alright, so anyways, this transmitter, the brand new one, needs to be red ground video. Their contraption is power, video, and ground. So you can come out of their factory clip, remove all the pins and needles, and we're going to check it. Red stayed where it was. Next one is video. That comes out of the middle but goes all the way to the end, which is the middle pin on here. Last one is ground. Of course, that goes right next to the power. So, if I'm correct, we take this red connector, make sure you got all good connection. They're not going to pop out. Bad enough this thing is a wobble. There's the new one. Make sure you're all the way to the down position or up position, depending on what you buy. You can buy whatever you want. These just happen to fit. You know, after I drill this out and all that, I think I'm going to 3D print something, because this just conducts electricity and heat. But anyways, that's where it goes. But anyways, make sure your wires are proper. Make sure you got the connector in the right direction, which the little holes are at the bottom, right here, and the little pins are at the bottom. For me, it's all the way down at the bottom. Find the pins, squish it in there. And it came with this antenna, which I can find something else for it. But this is the antenna that came with the transmitter. Let's put it on. We spin this a little bit. Okay, so this is the antenna that came with it. And if we want, we're going to give it a try. Let me stuff some of this down here. What I got to do is put the gimbal back together. Or I can, let me see. Here's the battery. And if you look how this thing is built, look how the battery goes right up against this thing. So just make sure you don't crush nothing. Click the battery in. And what I wanted to show you guys is this connector here. There wasn't anything connected to it. At least I hope there isn't. It looks kind of odd, like it's broken, or I don't know. I think the original guy lost this. I bought this used, so that looks all broken up. But anyways, this is the part we're worried about on the camera. I hope we're putting this on the right way here, because I think the guy broke this stuff off the gimbal. So I'm going to assume I'm going to have to put hot glue on that. Alright, transmitter. I'm going to have to get the controller. And just give me a second, and I'll go get the controller, and we're going to give it a test. I'm going to have to push the buttons to match the controller's signal though. I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is Cruise Roy. I hope this doesn't hurt the gimbal sitting upside down like this, but I want to try to turn it on and find this transmitter that I just installed. So let's give it a whirl. Push button. Oh, not getting any power. Why? Okay. Alright, so of course the gimbal's going to want to go all over the place because it's in the wrong position. So let me turn this upside down, like, let it initialize. I'm trying to do this without goofing the gimbal. Alright, gimbal's moving. It's not shaking anymore. We got power here to this little transmitter. Oh, I want to show you, I got this little sunshade for $3. But I'm not getting any signal. All on, but no signal. So, we go on the back where the little button is and push the button. Supposedly this is 32 channels. Get no signal. Alright, well, I'm not getting any signal, so I'm going to shut this thing down. So, I got to change these dip switches, I guess. I have no idea which one's going to make this activate. So, let me do that, take care of that, try to figure this out, so it ain't a 2-hour video, and I'll start it back up and show you what I got. This is Cruiser, I'll be right back.